Good morning. Let me straighten some stuff out here. All right. Okay. Here we go. As always, let's do a mic check. Russell's here. Hey BK. Glad you're here. Tell me if I noticed when I was on Rachel's show a bit ago, there was a little bit of delay in my voice. Let me know if there's a delay or if things aren't sounding good, or if I need to make a correction, I'll restart. Hey Scott, how you doing, brother? Um, Everything sounds good. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna start this morning off with a little bit something. It's a little bit some somber news. Then we'll get rolling with the fun stuff. But last night, um, lost a neighbor named Ty, and I wasn't real close to him, but he was a fellow motorcycle lover, and I rode with him a couple of times. And he was really close friends of my really good friends Scott and Erica. Scott and Erica are the ones that gave me this Orioles bat, and he had been having some health issues for several years. And last night he went to the other side, and so it's kind of a little bit of a sad start to the morning, but we're wishing the best for his partner, and I'm just gonna give a few seconds of silence here in honor of Ty, and wish him the best uh, in the next life. Okay. All right. So glad you're all here, hanging out today, and we'll see if we can have some fun. I'm going to show some records and talk about the week and the news and some fun stuff. Maybe we can get a good discussion going on. And so anyway, so let's see. This week, I was sitting listening to records with Rochelle in the house, and I got a text from my baby sister, Carrie, and she said, "Mom was at an auction and she bought a box of records, and she won it. Can I drop it off?" I said, "Well, yeah, of course, come on by." So she came on by, and there was a box of probably 40 records. She didn't have any idea what they were or whatever, but it turned out it was kind of a little jazz score. And I've cleaned and priced all the records and taken the kind of big ones already down to the shop because it was earlier this week and I wanted to get them down there. But there was some that I haven't taken down yet, and I've showed some of my friends already. But there was a whole mess of ECM stuff that came through. Um, that I've listened to several of them, and I like Chick Corea. Keith Jarrett's just fantastic. Anything he does is really good. But this is just some of the ECM stuff. There was also some Verve stuff uh, that came along. Um, there was some Dave Brubeck. There was also Time Out, which was an early mono, which was really cool. I've taken that down already. There was two copies of Sketches of Spain. They're both represses from the early 70s. I think it was like this is a 74 press, and the other one I think is a 71 press. But they sound really good and in good shape. Yeah, so that was cool. Oh, here's another ECM. I had never heard about this one before, so that was really cool. Uh, Loki, you're not banned. Of course, you're not banned. Hey, Jens, Ed's here. Fantastic. Marcus, how you doing? Or Mark, I mean Mark Anthony. Yeah, how you doing, buddy? Let's see. Oh, this was in there. I listened to this. Is fantastic. It's Oregon, and it's really groovy. This is I streamed this a couple times in the truck actually this week too after listening to it. This is a fun album. Any Number Can Win. What a catalog of albums Jimmy Smith has. Is this Verve? Yeah, this is Verve. Um, and then one that was in that was kind of unusual. I haven't listened to it yet, but I thought of BK as soon as I saw this. Lorraine Hansberry speaks out, Art and the Black Revolution. So I don't know anything about it. It's on, is it Cademan? Cadium? Cademan? I don't know that label. You guys know that label at all? Yes, Loki. I like immigrants. We can talk about that later if you want. Here's one that I found. Do you guys earlier this week? Do you guys know who Jeffrey Kane is? Any information on Jeffrey Kane? This was really good. This is it's a looks like it's a white. Is that a white? I don't know if that's a promo or not, but it is a white label. Does it say? It doesn't say. Whispering Thunder. Whispering Thunder from 72. Oh yes, Scott. Let me give you a wrench, bud. There we go. Scott is my motorcycle buddy, and he's the one that we're going to Mexico with in a couple months. So yeah. Yeah. Anybody know anything about this? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. It's not. I don't think it's an expensive record. It's like a $10 record or something like that. But it was neat, and I love the cover. I thought it was psychedelic. The cover. It's not really psychedelic music, but it's pretty cool. So then I found some for my. Oh, here's. I found this yesterday too. This will go down in the shop. Look at this. I've never run across this before. The Caddyshack soundtrack. It's Kenny Loggins songs. Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet. I need to clean it yet, but yeah, that'll be fun. So I got a couple records from my own personal collection yesterday. I showed this on Rachel's stream. This is my dad right there, singing tenor in a gospel quartet from way back in the day. Whenever I see one of these, I pick them up. I already got a couple copies, obviously, but this was in minty crisp shape. So, and I run across these in thrift stores in the valley here occasionally because they were pretty popular back in the day here. And then my family was into, my dad sang in Southern gospel quartets, and the biggest Southern gospel quartet in the 80s was the Cathedrals, and we had this cassette growing up. And this is George Younce. He's one of the best bass singers of all time. Undoubtedly in Southern gospel music, but just an incredible voice. This is Glenn Payne. They both started the group, and it's kind of funny. They were the Cathedral Quartet, but this is Roger Bennett. He's the piano player, and oftentimes they would do a concert with just him, and not a band, and they're just the harmonies and everything. If you have a second or you think about it, just go stream the Cathedrals sometime. It'll be a taste of something different for you, but I really love it, and it brings back lots of good memories from seeing them in concert with my dad growing up. And then the last one I got yesterday before we came home was this Petra, Back to the Street. This is from 80. What is this? Mid 80s. I saw these guys many times in concert when I was a kid. They were the biggest Christian rock band. I've talked about them before in the world for a long time. Their album. This is the first album that John Schlitt. This is John Schlitt became the lead singer. He was in the group Head East. I know some of you know them from the 70s, and then he became a Christian and replaced Greg X Volz, who was, I think, their best lead singer. But this is cool. This is Bob Hartman. He's a guitar player, just an incredible guitar player. And he writes the songs for the group. But yeah, this was really fun to see this Louis Weaver here, crazy drummer, really good guy. And to find this yesterday at a record shop in Lebanon was really fun. And that record shop in Lebanon, I found, has a lot of cool stereo equipment, vintage stereo equipment. So I'm going to be going back there and checking out some of their stuff. It's kind of an instrument store and a hi-fi, and they have records too. So that'll be cool. No, Loki, Rochelle's not mad at you. Okay, so yesterday let's see, let me get these out of the way here. Yesterday I was digging at a thrift store in Lebanon, which is about 40 minutes south of us here. It was, we were on the way back. We went down south all the way to Eugene and then looped back into the country and stopped in Lebanon and did some thrifting there. And as I was digging through some records, this guy walks up to me and he said, "Hey, do you buy records?" And of course, I buy records. And we got to talking a little bit, and it turns out his dad was in the storage unit business, buying storage units, and he had a couple of bags full of records that the pawn shop wouldn't take down the road, and uh, and he was just trying to get rid of them. So I said, "Well, let me take a look at them." So we went outside, and he put them up on the trunk of my car, and I dug through them and came to an agreement on a price. And they're all sealed records. They're all I think represses, and these are all I've priced them all. So I'm gonna they're to take down to the shop, but I thought it'd be fun, give you guys first crack at them. As always, don't no pressure to purchase anything, and a lot of these aren't going to be stuff that you guys are interested in, but they'll be fun to show. And if you do, I've priced them all under, hopefully at least 25% under what they're going on Discogs for. So they should all be a good deal. There is a few albums that are selling for more than the retail on Discogs, but nonetheless, they all should be priced um, priced, you know, good. And if let's see, if somebody if you pick up three of them, I'll ship them to you for free. Shipping is normally $6. Um, I have the PayPal is Marty in Oregon, and my Instagram is Marty in Oregon. So you can message me there. If you'll put in the chat here that you want an album. Generally, if you can remember to put it in all caps that you want it, then I can see it, and I'll try to keep tabs on the stream as it goes by, and uh, and then we'll go from there. But this will be just we'll just kind of go through these 35 records, and there's some really good stuff in here, and but it's all kind of mainstream rock, and there's some rap and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, I do, BK. I do have a new PayPal. It was my business account when I had my sushi restaurant called Samurai Madame, but that was a business account, and they won't let me do. They wouldn't let me do a friends and family. So my new PayPal is Marty in Oregon. You could probably find it with my email, which is just martyinorgan@gmail. So yes, thank you for reminding me to mention that, Paul. That's important to say. I also can do Venmo if you guys like Venmo too, or whatever. But as again, no pressure at all. Just enjoy the ride and the hangout, and we'll just have a good time. So we'll start off with some of the not so well. They're okay. I mean, if somebody really likes them, then that's fine. But this is oh, here we go. Got them backwards. Okay, so this is Hall and Oates Rock and Soul Part One. And most of these are colored vinyl. So this is colored vinyl. It's got Sarah's Smile on it and Rich Girl, the classics that you guys know. Private Eyes. I Can't Go for That. Oh, I love that that song. Uh, uh, Daryl Hall has, I don't know if he does anymore, but he has his YouTube channel, Live at Daryl's House, where he'd bring people in to he brought in David Fripp. Is it David? Why am I from King Crimson? Or yeah, is it David? Why am I not getting that right? Robert Fripp, excuse me, Robert Fripp. Yeah, and they did what's the one off of Red? I forget, but it's oh my god, so good. But Joe Walsh was on there, and I don't know who he did. I Can't Go for That with, but those if you want to have a good time watching some live stuff on YouTube, go to Live at Daryl's House. And so Fred Fripp, that's it. uh, is this it? Okay, Yvonne. Yeah, okay, this is a good compilation. Yeah, I'll be positive about it. I do. Daryl Hall's he did an album produced by Robert Fripp, and there's a huge Fripp um, influence on the album. And then, man, it is really good, and it's in my personal collection. I really like it. So musically, yeah, this is going to be good for sure, right? Okay, here's a Skynyrd comp called Icon. This is what is this? This is $15. Now these are all sealed, brand new. This is sealed blue vinyl, $17 for Icon. Here is Bob Seger's Greatest Hits. Everybody knows this album, right? This is $18. And if you guys want to haggle with me, that's okay too. We can figure something out. Willie, this is a double album on orange vinyl. This is $18. It's got Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. You've Got the Money, I've Got the Time, Georgia on My Mind, Blue Skies, love Blue Skies. My heroes have always been cowboys, On the Road Again, all these classics. So if you're looking for the one-stop shop for Willie, Jens said there is a great intertwine of those Fripp Hall Gabriel albums. Okay. Oh, you know what, Mark, I got to give you a wrench here, bud. There we go. I think everybody else is wrenched here. Oh, did I see Greg here? Yeah, there he is. Hey, Greg. Okay. Here's one of my favorite albums of all time. Shout out to Concert Buddy. It's one of his too. This is colored vinyl, limited edition. This is sports, of course. Just about every song on this is a hit. Incredible album. Love this album so much. This is 18 bucks. We all know this album. We've seen this before. I think this is a double album on colored vinyl. What do I have this at? This is $20 for this album. I think the tag on this was 29, so $20 if somebody wants that. Aerosmith, colored vinyl. It's got Dream On, Walk This Way, Sweet Emotion, Crazy, Crying, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, and more. $20 for the Aerosmith album. 14 of you here, only 14. Did I scare some people away? It's all good. The core, my core buddies are here. All right, Motley Crue. Look at that. Tommy Lee. This is from the beginning. So this has got Live Wire, Taken to the Top, Shout at the Devil, all those hits. $22 for Motley Crue. I know these aren't so popular here, but they're going to sell like hotcakes down at the shop. I'm going to take them down after the show here and set them up. Let's see, Stone Temple Pilots, big album from the 90s, right, guys? Yeah, $18 for this. Are you experienced? I don't know if this is. I don't think this is. All analog mastering from the original 2-track master tapes by George Martin. Oh, that's cool. Right on. $18 for Are You Experienced? Erica, you want the Motley Crue? Okay. I'll set that aside for you, dear. Let me get you. Erica is Scott's partner. She's one of my dear friends, Rochelle and I's. All right, you're wrenched up, Erica. Okay. Is it colored vinyl? I believe it is. Yes. Yeah, the Motley Crue is colored. Yeah. Okay. Gotta have some Grateful Dead. It's the greatest hits. Look at that album artwork. Isn't that cool? This is the 60th anniversary edition. And I think it is colored vinyl as well. $22 for the Grateful Dead. Here we go. We're getting into some better stuff. Maybe the other stuff is good too, but everybody likes this Zep 4. This is actually, it says made in Germany, so I guess maybe this is a German press. It's on 180 gram vinyl, and this is $20 for the Zep. Comey, what's Comey, Eric Scott? I don't know what that means. Jimi Hendrix. All right, Erica. Erica doesn't have to. There's no shipping for Erica because I see her all the time. Okay. All right. One of the sexiest album covers of all time. I think you probably all agree, right? Buckingham Nicks. This is now this is on baby blue vinyl, and it's the Rhino release of Buckingham Nicks. This is $20. So this was, I think people were talking about this last year, right? When it comes down to making out, whenever possible, put on side one of Led Zeppelin 4. Yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. Comey means Jimmy. Look at this, guys. 2 copies of Def Leppard Greatest Hits, and this is on colored vinyl too. $20 for Def Leppard. Should I slow down a bit and make it go a little bit slower? Run out of things to talk about. Do you guys know Peso Pluma? This is Exodo on colored vinyl. I don't know this artist at all. Should I? Yeah, $19. Yeah, do you guys know this? It's a 2-disc set on colored vinyl, but I don't know this at all. Okay. Travis Scott. Do we like Travis Scott? Didn't he get into some trouble? I think he sold a lot of records, but I don't know this album at all. This is Astro World, $18. My Chemical Romance, Greatest Hits, 2001 to 2013. This is a 2-disc set. I don't know if it's colored vinyl. I think it probably is, but there was nothing on it that said. This is $19. Here's another My Chemical Romance. The Black Parade. Again, it doesn't say anything about colored vinyl, but I wouldn't be, well, I don't know what it is. $22 for My Chemical Romance. Are you guys fans of My Chemical Romance? This is after my time, so I don't know anything about it. You want Greatest Hits? Okay. And here's one. This is the album cover that I know about. This is 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, $22 for My Chemical Romance. What year did this come out? 2004. Oh, it's that old. Okay. All right. So some of these songs I would imagine are on their greatest hits, probably. Okay, I didn't know anything. This is pretty popular. This was kind of strange because this is Melanie Martinez, Portals, and some of these were selling on Discogs for like $80, $60, and $80. But I don't know why. The retail on this I think was like $29. I'm selling it for $17. So I have no idea about this. Is she popular, Melanie? Should I know that name, Melanie Martinez? Yeah. I'm sure somebody will like this down at the shop. Okay, here we go. Tupac. Now this is a double album on concrete marble vinyl. This is $25. The Tupac. It's a part 2 Life, the best of Tupac. So it's got some titles I'm not gonna. Ghetto Gospel is on here. Never Call You Bitch Again. They don't give a fuck about us. Still Ballin'. All right. Michael Jackson, Dangerous. This is a double album. This is $32. I guess this brings a little bit more money, I guess. Language, yes. I'll try to be careful, Paul. The love songs. Yeah, that's right, Ed. It's the love songs. Here's Bad. I prefer Fat by Weird Al, but that's just my opinion. But this is a pretty good album too. $20 for Bad. These are all sealed, guys. They're all brand new. Okay. Now, Linkin Park. I think I have 2 of these. I do. There's 2 Linkin Parks. These are on red vinyl. This is Hybrid Theory. $24 for these guys. Yes, Weird Al has so many bangers. He's so awesome. I love Weird Al. When I was a sophomore, living in Killarney, Manitoba, I had what's the cover where he does the spoof of Nevermind, and he's in the water instead of the baby, and that had so many great hits like Lost on Jeopardy, and I forget some of the other ones, but I had that cassette back in the day. Man, I wore that cassette out. Loved it. Okay, Blizzard of Oz, Ozzy Osbourne, $20. I think this is Epic and re-released by Legacy. I don't know anything. I don't think it's colored vinyl, but yeah. Eat It. That's it on there, Ed. That's right. Eat It. So good. So good. Oh, what a master. What a national treasure Weird Al is. He's just yeah, fantastic. Wasn't there a biopic where Daniel Radcliffe, aka Harry Potter, played Weird Al? I haven't seen that yet. Has anybody seen that? Is it good? Yes, the Greenos hat. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it. Okay, Korn. This is a double album. I don't know if it's on colored vinyl or not. This is See You on the Other Side by Korn. $29. I guess this brings a little bit of money. I think some of these, I think they were going for close to $45-50 on Discogs, if I remember correctly. Here's one that probably everybody should have, right? The Dogfather, Snoop Doggy Dogg. This is it's a 2 CD set on colored vinyl. It's of course it's Death Row Records. I don't know who did the repress. Maybe it's just Death Row did the repress. This is $22. I think that's a steal, probably for this album. Getting down to the end here, guys. Okay, here we go. Dookie. This is one that brings a little bit more than the retail. This is $37. I think they were selling for more than that, but this is yeah. I think is this the recent? Is this year's? It must be. It's on Reprise, but yeah. Okay, I have 2 Master of Puppets. These are $18 each. Metallica. This is another one probably everybody should. I mean, I guess if you're not a metal guy, but this is kind of if you are, everybody has this album, I think, probably. There is Kill 'Em All, This is $18 on red vinyl. And Ride the Lightning. And this is $18. This is on blue vinyl. I know this, all you guys are Metallica fans, right? And then the last one, I remember watching this show in the early 2000s on a recommendation and really enjoying it. This is the soundtrack to Bebop Deluxe. It's a 2-album set on colored vinyl. And just a huge anime show from back in the day. This is $37. So anyway, so that's the new vinyl I got yesterday. So I'm really chuffed, I guess you'd say, to get him. Loki, why do people celebrate Snoop Dogg? Is it the sexual assault allegations or murder, celebrations of drug use, or other things? It's probably other things. The guy's a marketing genius, no doubt about it. I like some of his hits. I like the old school stuff. I'm probably more of a Big E, Notorious B.I.G., not Big E. I'm thinking of a different guy, but or Tupac. Back in the day, I didn't listen a whole lot because I was a church kid back then, but I like it. It's fun to get down to. That's the only. Which one, Loki? The Ride the Lightning, is that the only decent one that you like? The rest are awful. Okay, right on. So let's see. I've been able to burn almost 32 minutes now. Okay, that's good. So another thing I did yesterday, I'm gonna make a recommendation for you all right now. Non-music related, but investment related. The price of silver, I've talked about this before. Let me have a drink here. Is on the ascent. And yesterday I picked up some more constitutional silver. They call it junk silver. This is a 50-cent piece. This one's from, what year is this? Whoop. I don't see the year. Oh my goodness, 44. I think this is 1944. Anyway, but it's not about the year. It's about the silver. Right now, silver is at $85 an ounce. It takes 2.75 of these half dollars to make an ounce of silver, and I bought 4 yesterday for under spot, which is good. I've been picking these up. Silver is my prediction. Silver's going to go. It was a couple weeks ago. There was this really weird run, and it went up to $120 and then dropped back down. But I bought silver at $51 earlier this year, and it's an industrial metal, and it's performing better than the S&P 500. Or if you have an index fund, this is doing better than that. And so if you have, I don't know what's going to happen with the our fiat currency. I don't know where that's going to go. A lot of people, doomsayers, have been saying things for years about it. And they're silver stackers, buying silver. My dad has bought silver for many, many years, and he kind of got me into it. And so I've just been doing it. You're not going to, if you sit on it, you're not going to lose any money. You're just going to gain. And it's kind of a hedge, at the very least, a hedge against inflation. So like I've said, if you have $1,000 in your sock drawer cash, next year, it's not going to be worth as much. And especially lately with inflation and the cost of a Big Mac and everything going through the roof, you're going to lose money on your cash. But if you have it in silver or gold, look at that. That's a cool one with Ben Franklin on it, 1954. It's got the Liberty Bell. Shout out to Philly on the back. Silver does oxidize, though. Oh, you like palladium? I've been hearing some stuff about palladium, Ed. Yeah, palladium and platinum are doing pretty good too. The thing about palladium and platinum is they're I think palladium's over $1,000 or $2,000 now, so it's a little bit harder to break down if you want to sell or buy in smaller increments. So if you keep your silver, in a dry place, you'll be fine. It's going to be okay, and you're not it's not going to lose value at all or anything like that. But um, pick yourself up some constitutional silver. You can get a lot of people who are just getting into it buy the bullion, which is just like a pure 999. They call it silver. This is the constitutional is 90% silver, but it spends the same, and it's valued at the same when it comes down to it. It's just a lot of people don't want to do the math when it comes to that. But you can, one of these is now worth like $32, something like that, when you figure it out. So, yeah, I think it's a good thing, and I'm gonna keep as long as the price stays below $100, I'll keep buying because I think it's gonna it's gonna it's gonna jump. Um, let's see. I want to make a correction of some. I made a correction I think last week or the week before on Rachel's show. I had said something about electric vehicles that their carbon footprint was worse than over the long run, over the life of the vehicle, worse than a gas car. Well, as it turns out, I was wrong about that. So it's really important. Excuse me. It's real important to me to speak the truth and not to speak things that I'm not sure about. And so I want to say that I did some reading and was helped out by a friend who told me that over about 7 years, an EV you're getting in the black with an EV, and it becomes more efficient, less of a carbon footprint than 7 years is a while. I understand that, and it's not practical for everybody, and it's going to be a long time before we make the transition over. But in the long run, the EV is better for the environment, and so we'll see how that goes. And anyway, and another thing is that I had said something about military budget, us not knowing the military not being able to pass an audit, and there was like $1 trillion worth of unaccounted for. Hey Joe, um, what about yeah? I think that when you replace the batteries, that there is some cost there, but it still looks like even with a battery replacement. Um, I'm not exactly sure. So basically, what I want to say is I'm not an authority on that, and um, I don't know enough to really make. I don't have an EV because it's not practical for me here, kind of in the rural life. But but at any rate, so as far as the military spending, the reason why, and this was my friend straightened me out on this, who's in the military, and you guys all know him. I just don't want to out him here, but he said that it's not that the money was necessarily misappropriated or hidden. It's just that the accounting from top to bottom, the system they used is antiquated. So they're working on new software and a new way to account for the military spending that will give an accounting of where it's going. He did express to me some frustration with there being personnel costs being cut. So, our military isn't being the actual members of the military aren't being supported like they were or should be. But I think things are kind of a little bit more. You know, that's the auditing stuff is being worked on now. As far as how much we spend on the military, anyway, um, there's kind of two ways to look at it. I apologize if this is not what we want to talk about, but I just need to straighten this out a little bit. We spend more money in the military than the next 8 or 10 countries combined. But also, what we can look at is over the past, since the end of the past 60 years or whatever, since the end of World War II, the U.S. has basically been the security for the global shipping lanes, and we've because we have spent that money, and the rest of the world, smaller countries, have been able to rely on that security. It's brought the cost of things down quite a bit. Now, obviously, we lose some manufacturing to that goes outside, but that came along, with free trade and that, and it's just this. it's this huge ship that we can only steer slightly, and so we kind of have to see how things go in the long run. But now that we're not that we've that the U.S. has stepped back from kind of being as much of a global security entity as it was before, um, there's some maybe some trouble on the water, so to speak, in that regard. But smarter minds than mine are doing their thing, and I don't have a whole lot of recommendations, but I can say that though we do spend a lot of money on the military, and it seems excessive. In some cases, there is some benefit and some reason behind it that go beyond just now. I totally disagree with us going into other countries, and the Iraq War was this whole catastrophe that cost the lives of a million plus people, and I don't agree with the decisions that administrations have made to do that kind of stuff and unilaterally going into other countries and changing regimes and all that. I have lots of problems with that, but I am very thankful for our military and its members, and we need to take better care of our veterans. You know that on a sad note, like every day, like 22 um, of our vets take their own life. And that just blows my mind. Here we are worried about, we're supposed to be worried about the immigrant crime and stuff like that, even though immigrants commit half the amount of crime that that American citizens do. We're losing 22 vets a day. That just seems to me like a glaring problem that we should be investing in, and we should be taking care of our vets, the people that sacrifice their lives and their bodies for us, and we're just not taking care of them like we need to be. Hey, Sue, how you doing? Glad you're here. So anyway, that's that. That's the that's the politics talk here. Um, Oh, just one more thing. Another thing with the immigration, we spent $75 billion on that we gave to ICE and Border Patrol this year. 75 billion. Estimates. I was kind of reading up this week. Estimates to end homelessness. Now we all when we go into our big cities, we all see the homeless problem, and I wonder if in each of your life, what affects you more? What do you think is more present in your in your life? Is it the homelessness that you see, or is it being taken advantage of by immigrants? Who's are they taking your jobs, or is it, or would you rather the estimates to end homelessness in the United States or to address it are about $20 billion. Some a little less, some a little bit more, depending on what you do. But for you know a third of the cost of what we're putting into ICE right now, we could we could take care of the homeless people and get them housing and treatment and so to me it just seems like a big distraction, and I I wish that the people in charge would have their priorities a little bit different. Um, no, Loki, as I've said, the real problem is not immigrants at all. In fact, I'm spinning out here. Uh, I think it was the Cato Institute. I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say I know for sure. But over the past several decades, the 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 cost, the benefit that immigrants, the money that goes from the budget to immigrants is about 7%, and they contribute about 14% to our GDP. So they're a net gain, the immigrant population, whether they're undocumented or documented. So they are a vital part of our economy, and we need to have them. And though there's problems, there absolutely is, and we should do our best to make sure that only people that deserve to be in our country are here. We're we condemning them or thinking that they're taking our jobs is just not true. So anyway, that's enough politics. If somebody comes up and wants to talk about it, then I'm happy to talk about that too with them. But we can talk about other stuff too. And one thing that I want to talk about and I'm excited for this evening is the last episode of uh, not the A Night of Seven Kingdoms. It's the newer Game of Thrones series that's been on for the past couple of months, and Man, it's so good. They're only like half an hour shows or like even maybe 25-minute shows. But there's tonight, I think, is the final episode. There's been 6 episodes, and it just kind of follows one storyline. And it takes place, I think, um, 70 years or so before the first series, chronologically speaking. And it's about this guy, Duncan the Tall. And it's got a whole bunch of Easter eggs in it that refer to the original series, characters and stuff like that. But it's basically just around this. It takes place over the span of, I don't know, 3 days or something like that. And there's some flashbacks and stuff like that. But it's so good. So if you have HBO or a way to stream Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and if you haven't seen it, you're in for a real treat. It's like a 2.5 hour movie if you watch them all back to back. If you haven't watched it, but the last episode is tonight, and it's just so well done. And I'm Rochelle and I have really been enjoying that on Sunday evenings, before I go to bed. And so anyway, big rec on Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Check it out if you can. Let's see. I think that's about all I have on the slate to talk about. But if any of you want to talk about anything else, you are more than welcome. I'm going to put the link in. Let's see. There we go. All right. So, any questions or anything you guys want to talk about? Um, let's see. I am still continuously getting ready and excited to go on the motorcycle trip. So I'm going to be offline for 30 days or so. Not like that. Not that I'm consistently on every week, every weekend, but you guys will know. Um, uh, can you even stay awake through the whole episode? Okay, let me explain this. So last night we were out with Scott and Erica and some other friends, and a mutual friend of ours was playing some live music down at the local pub, and I'm notorious in our group of friends for cashing in early. Last night at about 8:30, it just hit me. Maybe it was the cocktails, but I was just all of a sudden done and just crashing hardcore, and they all know that when we get together, I'm the first one out the door to go home. But, yeah, I'll, the episodes come on at 7 o'clock, Erica, so by 7:30, I'm brushing my teeth and getting into bed. I gotta get up at 4:30 tomorrow morning, so yeah, and you know about that too. Although you guys, I don't know how you do it. You guys Scott and Erica both have to get up very early, earlier than me in a lot of cases. But they I don't know, they just I just can't seem to can't seem to do it. Russell, Motorcycle Diaries, the sequel. Yeah, you know what? Um I'm gonna film it if I can. I'll be posting on Instagram. So if you want to follow us, hopefully I'll be doing daily posts on Instagram during the trip. And 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 then maybe we'll get enough film I can put together some like a short motorcycle diary kind of Scott and I's trip down to the tip of the Baja. It's gonna be a trip of the lifetime. I can't wait. It's yeah, I've been waiting to do this trip my whole adult life since I've been riding motorcycles, and now we got a chance to do it, put it all together. So it's kind of coming down. We're going to leave on April 18th, early Saturday morning, get down into the redwoods in Northern California on the first day, and camp if it's not raining. And then we'll have 5 days to get down to San Diego. So we'll enjoy the California coast. Going to do the Coast Highway all the way down, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. And then we'll stay at my cousin's house in San Diego on the 23rd. And on the morning of the 24th, we'll cross the border and hopefully make it a little south of Ensenada the first day, but we'll see what happens. We got 10 days to get to La Paz, so we don't have any plans um, in those 10 days, and we'll just stay where we want along the way and eat a lot of wonderful food and drink a lot of wonderful cocktails and probably meet some really cool people along the way and see some sights and enjoy the sun. Man, this rain, I tell you, when you're in the Willamette Valley and you get into March and you've been dealing with so much rain, we've had kind of a weird winter here, but when you've been dealing with so much rain, um, it's it's so nice. I used to go, like I said, I used to go to Arizona in the winters with my family's Christmas tree business. And so I would get a break going down to the Phoenix and Tucson area. And I miss doing that. That's been about 10 years since I did 10, 12 years since I did that. And man, the rain, I mean, Oregon is paradise in the summer. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's nothing like it in the whole North America, I think anyway. And I've been all over, and it's just there's no humidity. Rarely gets to 100 degrees. And it's just and we don't have many people here, and so and the riding is just can't be beat as far as I'm concerned. And I know Scott would say the same. It's just a special place in the summer here. So yeah, it's going to be great to get down into the sun and show off my snow glare white legs and some Bermuda shorts maybe. Marty, how should Rachel celebrate her 68th birthday? By taking a good long hard Loki, man, you have got it. I tell you, buddy. Yeah, she should have a couple beers. I don't think she'll have a cake. Um, but but she's not changing, man. She's not changing. She is who she is, and you're gonna have to. I mean, you still support her, bro. Even though you're not commenting there, you still support her. So the only difference between you and me is that I'm in the comments and I go up every now and then. Um, and I don't agree with Rachel all the time. Um, and a lot of times I I want to when she on her political show, I want to turn it off because I think a lot of things that she says about that are counter to what's correct. But I still love her. She's still we still share a lot of common history, and I I'm not gonna it takes a lot for me to burn a bridge. I'm just not we all make bad decisions, and yeah, maybe the you say she's changed a million times. Well, maybe part of her is that part of the part that doesn't change is that she changes all the time. But it she is who she is, and she's going to be that way. And if you don't like Rachel, there's lots of other things to point your attention towards. But so far, she's she's returned the love that I've given her, and I'll call her out and when I need to or when I feel that it's worth doing, and it's just like a good friend, just yeah, it is what it is, and so I'm not going to go anywhere. Hey Dave, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So um, uh, I don't. We all need help, don't you think, Loki? Um, yeah, I mean, maybe you're not burning the bridge down, but you're setting fires. Um, so and there are people who don't like Rachel or who have moved on. Um, so yeah, it's we all go through these phases in our life, and who knows, maybe I don't think I'll leave the VC at some point, but maybe I'll my interests will be directed someplace else. I'm the type of guy that when I get into something, I put all my energy into it, and for many years I was into watches, and I was all about the watch community, and and collected watches and gave all my daughters watches and their friends and family and stuff like that, and that was fun, and I still love that. But yeah, I anyway, who's gonna come up and say hi? So uh let's see here. Oh, I'm coming up on an hour. All right. Uh, oh, Joe, you want to get an old Hamilton watch? Yeah, Hamiltons are cool. An old, after the quartz crisis, which is, maybe I'll digress on watches just a little bit here. Um, yes, Marty, I'm still in, Yvonne, I'm still interested in Rochelle, of course, never. She's the constant. She's my best friend. Um, uh, the the quartz crisis was when Japan came out with the quartz crystal. It's basically like a battery powered watch, and in the late '60s, early '70s, they created a movement that didn't require all the mechanical moving parts of a mechanical or automatic watch, and they did it for a fraction of the cost. So subsequently, there was over, I think, at one time, 200 watch brands in the United States, and they pretty much all went out of business or were purchased by European companies like the Swiss. And so now Hamilton is a Swiss-owned company, and you can still get Hamilton makes great watches. They put a lot of Sellita movements um, in their and Sellita and what's the other big movement maker? I forget the other one, but yeah. So uh, mechanical watches are not practical at all. So this is a mechanical watch, and it loses about. It's actually really accurate, and it'll lose about 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds a day, and that's just about as good as you can get. But most mechanical watches, like a Seiko these days, it's considered really good if you're losing or gaining 10 seconds a day. So it's more of an aesthetic thing, a love of the mechanics. There's a spring in here, and when I move my hand, there's a weight that winds the watches, and it's fascinating, and to the history of it, and the making it's art for art's sake, kind of. And there's been kind of a renaissance over the last several decades of mechanical watches, and you can still go into stores and get a mechanical watch, and it can be, it's a status thing. A lot of athletes and celebrities and stuff like that wear the big fancy watches, and you can spend millions on a watch, or you can spend just a couple $100 on a watch and get a cool mechanical watch. But they're really fun. There's also a lot of really cool quartz watches too, and the quartz technology is really cool. The quartz crystal inside the movement vibrates at like 32,000 times a second, and the circuit board in there divides those vibrations down into second increments. So a quartz watch an accurate quartz watch will, or just an average quartz watch, will gain or lose maybe a minute per year. Some are better than others, and there's really high dollar quartz watches that will only lose a second in 5 years, something like that. So very cool. Susie says, Marty, did you know his Dis Harris this in the watch community? No, I don't know that name. Is he a watch guy in the watch community? I don't know that name. I used to watch a lot of watch videos, and I still have friends that I keep in contact with from the watch world, from all over the world. Really close friend in the watch world is this cat in Bosnia, really neat guy that I keep in touch with, and yeah, there's some really cool stuff, and they're all, there's a thing called micro brands now. So you don't have to be a big company with millions and millions of dollars to create a watch. You can take the movements from a manufacturer like Sellita or ETA, that's the other one, ETA, and put them in your micro brand. So there's dozens and dozens of these micro brand watches that you can buy that are real creative, and it's basically like a kit car, kind of. Hey, here's my friend. Hey, Joe, how you doing, man? Oh, you're muted, I think, brother.
There we go.
You're on. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Really good. Doing pretty good. Yeah, some ups and downs, some sad times, but some happy times as well. And you know, um, when you lose people in your life, it really gives you an opportunity to gain some perspective on just how lucky we all are to sit here and BS about stuff that's not super important, and share good times with friends, and really focus on that
I
stuff.
stepped away for a minute to grab a drink. You someone passed away in your life?
Yeah, we had he's our neighbor here. I wasn't really close to him, just
Mm,
an acquaintance, but he was a really close friend of some of my best friends, and
gotcha.
he was a motorcycle lover, and his name was Ty, and he had had health issues for several years. So we kind of figured that maybe this day was going to come, but it's always tragic when it does, and you just don't know. But last night when we got home, the ambulance was outside and with a bunch of flashing lights and stuff like
Right.
that. So we knew something was wrong. Then we got the word this morning that he had died. So yeah, our heart goes out to his girlfriend and the people that loved him. And yeah, so
Yeah. Death has a way of reminding you how short life really is.
it really is, and it goes by so quickly,
Yeah.
so quickly. I see that link, Sue. I'll check him. I'm gonna write that name down here just so that I know. And
Yeah. I've always been kind of a cheap watch guy because I'm pretty hard on watches, so I'd hate to buy a really nice one
yeah,
and
I
tear it
don't
up.
wear one when I'm in the truck because I don't want it to get banged up. But
Right.
guys, like the Casio G-Shock and those stuff like that, you can run a tank over them and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I think I have. I kind of like a smaller watch.
Yeah,
Um, the ones I've been getting in I think these are Casio, kind of an old style,
there you go.
the digital
Yeah, W1200, W800. That's a
F91W, something
there
like
you
that.
go. Yeah, those are awesome. There's a lot of guys that actually mod those.
Yeah, I know.
There's a big modding community that's
Well,
very cool.
big watches, as I always wear a watch. I only take it off to go to sleep usually,
Mhm.
but I like it because it's close to the wrist
Yeah, lower
and it's not
profile.
low
Yeah.
profile. I can get in, engine bays or whatever pretty easily. So,
Yeah, and if it breaks, you can pick up another one for like 25,
right.
30 bucks
But
probably.
I like the military style field watches and
Yeah.
like a wind up
Mhm.
watch. I'd like to get one of those, but those Hamiltons are expensive.
They can be. Yeah, some of those military the field watches, the Hamiltons
Yeah.
they can bring and there's some really cool reissues where people have done a field watch is a certain style of
Right.
watch.
Right.
Yeah, generally
Very,
it
very
has
minimalist.
yes, minimalist. It has all the numbers. So instead of just
Right.
indices or dashes, it'll have the numbers all the way around.
Hmm.
And sometimes they'll have a timing bezel on them, but that's more like for dive watches and stuff.
And I preferably, I want to get a mechanical one. I want one that I
Yeah,
have to wind.
yeah, yeah. There's the mechanical, which is the you would wind it once a
Right.
day or whatever, and then the automatic watches that have a weight that
Right.
automatically wind for you. But those are
Yeah.
very cool. There's hundreds of really cool newer field watches now, but then you can go vintage too. That's a
Right.
whole other. But then
Well, yeah. I mean, I've looked at the cost of a new Hamilton versus a vintage, and
yeah,
it's almost as cheap as to buy a new one than it is to buy a vintage one that
yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
because some of those vintage get pretty expensive.
They do get expensive, and then you have to get them serviced eventually,
Right.
probably, and that's at least 300 bucks to get a watch
Yeah.
serviced, and
Yeah.
it's often more than that. So you're basically you can get you can get a vintage Hamilton watch for probably anywhere from $200 to $1,000 or even
Right.
more, depending on what it
Right.
is. But you can get a new Hamilton watch, like on eBay or something like that for like 3 or $400.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's and then likely you won't have to service that for
And
years and
they
years.
used to be, I don't know how I came upon them. I think I saw a picture, or maybe I was watching, my wife and kids got me Apocalypse Now,
Mhm.
Blu-ray. And
Okay.
it's like out of print. You can't find it really anywhere. So they got it for me for Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think one of the guys in that movie had a watch on, and I was like, "What kind of watch is that?" So I looked it up, and that's how I got hooked on the Hamilton.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're
Because there's
cat
Casio made, or Seiko made a lot for the military back
Yep,
in
that's the
Vietnam era as well.
Seiko and Citizen are the big Japanese brands.
Right.
The Hamilton, their field watch line is called a khaki,
Yeah.
and there's a whole bunch of different khaki range in the khaki. Very cool watches. just kind of understated, not
Yeah,
flashy
right,
at all.
right.
Yeah,
They used to be American made, right? They used to be.
that's right. Yeah.
I don't think they're based in the United States,
No,
which doesn't
it's
matter to me.
they're a Swiss brand now,
Right,
but, it was one of the American brands
right,
that went away during the quartz crisis. Yeah, because they couldn't it was just too expensive to produce mechanical movements,
right,
but now the technology and the manufacturing is so great that the watches aren't handmade anymore, the
right.
mechanical watches. Only even a Rolex now is mostly, it's hand assembled, but it's the movements are made on an assembly, by machine.
Now,
So,
are you still into watches? You still buying watches, or
I think probably the last watch I bought was a couple years ago. It was probably this one. Um, uh, and so I'm looking at them occasionally and stuff like that, and I always, when I go into a pawn shop, I always look and see what
right?
watches they have and stuff like that. But I all my disposable money goes towards, uh goes for records at this
Right,
time.
right.
Yeah.
I haven't bought any in the last couple of weeks. I've changed jobs. I left my job of 15 years 2 weeks ago. Me and my boss, actually,
Yeah,
my
you had
boss.
said something about that a couple
Yeah,
weeks ago.
yeah, my boss quit. He quit on a Friday or resigned on a Friday, and I resigned on a Monday. He had been there 30 years, and we both moved to the same to a new golf course, and we're both working together now. Still,
Interesting. Is it
yeah.
farther away? Do you have to drive farther?
Well, it's the the course I was at previously was on St. Simon's Island, Georgia, and the course I'm working at now is in Richmond Hill, Georgia. It's about a little south of Savannah, Georgia,
Mhm.
and but the crazy thing is it's the same amount of time for me to drive from my house. It's 26
Okay.
miles from my house to St. Simon, the north end of St. Simon's Island, but there's only one way to get there, and it's kind of you got to go around, kind of a crazy way to get there.
Yeah.
So it's about the same amount of time for me to drive to Richmond Hill as
Okay.
it is to
Is
drive
it
to
a
St.
nice drive? Do you enjoy the drive?
I enjoy the drive. It's real. It's right off the I-95 interstate.
Okay.
So it's very, just get off the exit and it's just a couple of roads off the interstate. So it's a nice drive.
Do you use your drive to work and home to kinda decompress or to kinda gear up or
I do. I usually listen. I don't, which I know you know what I'm talking about. I'll play YouTube sometimes,
Mhm.
but I'm not usually watching the video. I'll just
That's what I do in the truck.
I'll
Yeah, I'll
just
listen to
listen
it.
to it.
Yep.
I'm either listening to, radio show or some other YouTube about tools or records
Yeah.
or listening to music. Yeah.
Mhm. Right on.
Yeah.
So you've been there for a week, you say?
Yeah. I started Wednesday last week.
Any regrets at all?
No, I don't. The only hesitance I had was both my sons, my oldest and my youngest, worked at the golf course as well. My oldest is still at the golf course I left. He's
Oh,
kind
okay.
of second. See, I don't know if you're familiar with the golf course,
Hierarchy.
hierarchy, but
Yeah.
usually you have like a superintendent who's over everything of the golf course, and then usually he'll have an assistant or she will have an assistant, and then he'll have like a spray tech and mechanic, and then you've got your crew. My son was kind of like the second assistant,
Mm.
so he's still there, and the assistant is still there, but he's put in for the head superintendent job, but I don't know if he's going to get it or not.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. It's a family owned business for the past 40 plus years. And the last year and a half they sold, and
Ah,
then to an investment group. And
ah.
this
Was that the
investment
catalyst for your move?
kind of, yeah, not necessarily the sale, but the investment group is kind of a weird corporate structure. Like the
Mhm.
investment group bought it, but they're not managing it. They have like a management company
Okay.
that does it, and I don't like the management company. Yeah.
I see.
A
Okay.
lot of just, long story short, they're going to do a renovation, and they keep naming the previous owners, which the previous owners just sold out. they're just getting out of the business.
Hmm.
But anyways, yeah, it's been a good thing. This course I'm at now is family owned by one family, and
cool.
they call the shots. It's very laid back, what I like, and I don't.
What about the workspace? Your new shop? How do you like
New shop's actually better than my old shop.
Oh,
It's
cool.
3 or 4 times bigger than my old shop, and just needs they haven't had a mechanic. The course opened in 2019.
Oh, so it's fairly new.
It's
Okay.
fairly new. Yeah. I think it went bankrupt, and then the new owner, the family bought it and kind of renovated it and changed the name. So,
okay.
It's been a blessing for me and my boss, because I didn't really have to see the kind of the heartache that he was having to go through with corporate changes and having to do this and that, and
a common tale. Yeah.
Yeah. Used to, if we needed a new tractor, we'd go to the, whoever the owner and say, hey, we need a new tractor, and say, well, go ahead and get it. This, you've got to put in like, a request for budget and this, and then bills weren't getting paid in a timely manner. It's just a lot of different things added up.
Hey, Rich.
And this position opened up, and my boss wanted me to go up there and just kind of look at it and give my impression of the equipment and everything else. And they actually offered me a job on the spot. So I said, yeah.
Well, that's flattering.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a validation for your skill and the experience that you have.
And my youngest son is, because I was worried. I was worried about my boys, leaving them behind, because my oldest son's been there 7-8 years now.
Oh, wow.
And so I've enjoyed working, going to work every day with him.
Indeed.
And so I was worried about leaving him behind, but my youngest was he was not interested in continuing his career in the golf course. So he actually transferred over to the resort side instead of the golf side. He actually got a new job at the hotel as like a maintenance guy.
Oh, cool. So best of luck for him. Yeah.
So now that happened, and I'm less concerned about my oldest son. He's pursuing a career as a superintendent. So I told him, either way, you can see what what a good renovation, what a good company looks like, and also see what a bad one looks like. Either way, he's going to be learning. So
yeah, that's great. How old are your sons?
My oldest, you put me on the spot here. My oldest is 23, I believe.
Okay.
23. Yeah, 23, and my youngest is 20.
So they were doing it while they were in school still.
Well, my oldest did, yes, because he was working during the school year, kind of like a half a day program situation. He worked for I don't know, a big corporation, Gulfstream. Are you familiar with them?
Sure, the Jets.
Yeah. He was working with them while he was in high school, but during COVID they shut the program down. It's like an internship program. And that's when he went to the golf course, and he never left. My youngest didn't start working at the golf course until he graduated high school. So he's been there 2 years. 2 years, I guess.
Hey, does it ever get too hot there to golf?
No.
I
don't golf.
You don't golf at all?
I've never golfed. No.
Really? Isn't that interesting?
No. I've hit off a driving range and played putt-putt, but I've never played a round of golf.
No desire to get out on the links? Or
well, the only desire I have to do it would be to play with my sons.
Yeah.
They play.
They play.
Yeah, they play. My oldest more than my youngest. But what's crazy is that my youngest has in my personal opinion, which I'm not an expert, I've watched a bunch of golf, but my youngest has a better swing than my oldest, even though my oldest plays more than my youngest.
Right on. That's cool. So do you have your own personal tools like a mechanic does? Take them with you?
Yes, kind of the majority of the tools I use are mine, but like the previous course and this course that I'm at now, there's tools there that I use as well.
Are you loyal to a particular Snap-on or Matco or a Craftsman guy? Or
well, I have quite a few Snap-on stuff. Of stuff that I picked up secondhand market kind of things, or that I've inherited from other people. But I like Snap-on. I mean, you
Yeah.
get what you pay. You can tell a difference
Yeah. You sure
in the
can.
quality.
Yeah. Now,
But
are most of the are you using metric or standard mostly on the
it's a
stuff?
combination of both.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of both. Yeah.
Interesting. So it's not like
Mhm.
you're working in purely in one or the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, no, it's a combination of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so now are the mowers um are they European made or Japanese made or what where are those
Well,
mowers?
the previous course was all Toro equipment,
Okay.
and I prefer their equipment over what I'm currently using is John Deere.
Oh,
John
okay.
Deere mowers and reels, because you know the fairways and the greens are still cut with what you would think of
A reel, right?
the reel. Now
Yeah.
the grass is really the rough, and you know kind of the near the cart path area. That's what you
Mhm.
cut with rotary, like a rotary, like you would
Yeah.
cut your yard with.
Yeah.
But everything all the playing surfaces is still cut with real
How,
mowers.
how often, I suppose it depends, but how long does a sharpening last on a mower?
Well, it depends on a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
during this time of year around here, um, the grass is dormant, um, and you can go a long time. You go about a whole winter because they
Okay.
still mow. The grass is still growing. It's
Yeah.
just growing very slow
Slow.
because,
Okay.
I mean, because we get, I mean, I'm in South Georgia, so I mean, I mean, the grass really doesn't ever go completely dormant. I mean, this
Yeah.
has been a fairly cold winter. The last couple of winters have been pretty cold for us.
Okay.
We've had some pretty hard freezes and everything, but during the growing season, like on greens and fairways, you probably get 3 to 4 weeks off
Oh,
of
okay.
a reel.
How many hours does it take to sharpen a mower?
Oh, I can get it done in a day.
Yeah.
I can do all the greens mowers in a day. I can do all the greens. If I wanted to, if I stayed late, I could grind everything.
So are
Uh,
you doing it on the mower or do you take the reels off?
no, there's actually a machine. I've
Okay.
posted some of the stuff on YouTube.
I maybe have seen that. Yeah.
I want to do more on there just because I like just doing it.
I'd be really interested to watch some of that.
But
Yeah.
there's a machine. The reel that you're familiar with that's got the blades. It's kind of
Mhm.
like a helical
Yeah.
blade
Mhm.
or reel. There's a machine that specifically grinds that, and then there's a blade underneath the reel that's called a bed knife, and it's a flat piece of metal that's got a specific angle in it, and there's a machine that specifically grinds that. So you grind them separately and then put them back together.
Oh, okay. So how
So
long does a reel last before you have to just I mean, you can only grind on it so many times, right?
yeah, but my experience has been at the two courses, which I was at this other course 15 years and just started this new one. We lease all the main equipment. So
Oh,
it's dependent, like currently there's 3 years on the lease. They're leasing the equipment for 3 years at my current course. Previously at Toro, with Toro, we were doing 4 year leases. So
mm,
I never replaced the rear reel
okay.
during a lease unless it was damaged to the point of unrepair.
Yeah.
So
I suppose occasionally somebody will hit a is there
yeah,
rocks and stuff? Roots
rocks
probably.
or yeah,
Yeah, stuff like
rocks,
that.
roots. I mean, running over because golfers are bad about leaving their ball markers on the greens, or
Ah,
like some of you showing those silver coins and stuff.
yeah,
it's hard to see sometimes, especially early in the morning, and they'll run over
sure.
those. So
Clang, 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 clang. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Is there much chainsaw work, on a
Hmm.
golf course?
There is, especially the course that I'm at currently. They pretty much they've been doing all their tree work themselves. They
Okay.
have like a front end loader, and they'll get like a platform that goes on
Mm,
some pallet forks
yeah.
and go up high and cut. They'll cut the trees down. So yeah, that's what they do mostly in the wintertime.
Okay.
Because there's not, I mean, they cut the grass to clean it up, and they are cutting some grass, but I mean, we don't have to worry about snow coverage down here.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that's when they do, a lot of their tree work is in the
yeah.
wintertime.
Is that
So,
do you see Steel or Husqvarna mostly down there?
both courses I've been at has been steel, which I
Okay.
prefer steel.
I do too. Yeah, that's what we have here.
Only because everything else just doesn't hold up. It'll hold up for occasional use,
Right.
a homeowner or something like that, but
Mhm.
Husqvarna steel is the way to go.
Yeah, we have, this is a lots of logging communities here, so we have Steel and Husky stores. Every other town or whatever has their own
Right.
little store. Yeah, so it's a big deal. I wonder if some of the grass that you're using comes from the Willamette Valley here. Here in the Willamette Valley, it's the grass seed capital of the world.
Right.
So we grow more
Most of
grass
ours
here.
here in the South is all because I'm right on the coast.
Mhm.
Most of the stuff that's in the South, they use Bermuda grass.
Yeah.
So and a lot of it's hybrid.
Uh-huh.
They're just like the food industry, the agricultural industry,
Yeah.
which I know you know a lot about.
Yeah.
Is that they're always trying to search for, make a hybrid type of grass to better fit certain areas of the world and everything. And most of all our grass here in the South, because we're so hot, humid, experience so much drought, high
Mhm.
temperatures, and and cold winters, especially due to the humidity. They have to make a hybrid type grass to
Yeah.
better fit our area.
Is that
So
would that be is that a bent grass? Would they call that a bent grass?
no,
No, Bermuda then.
it's a Bermuda
Okay.
grass.
I wonder,
Now,
I don't recall, my cousins are grass seed farmers. I don't recall, we do a lot of orchard grass and bluegrass and
right.
and fescue and stuff like that. So a lot of like soccer and football fields and stuff, the ones that aren't going to to AstroTurf or the and stuff
Right.
like that, and mostly lawns and stuff like that.
I don't. I
Yeah.
played football in high school. I don't like. They changed our stadium over to artificial turf. I don't like artificial turf.
Our local, stadium here, it's not like the old school AstroTurf, it's better than that now,
I don't
but
like it.
it's not the same as grass. Apparently, the new stuff is doesn't it's has a little bit more cushion, so it doesn't you don't get as many
Yeah,
injuries.
I don't like it. It's not
Yeah.
natural.
Right, right.
It's
But
not. It's just not.
you just don't have to mow it, you know?
I know. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I've talked to a lot of coaches and players around town, and they're the same way. But they're not in that decision making process.
right. It's an accounting thing, yeah, when
Yeah.
it comes down to it. We
What's the weird thing too about these back to the grass is like the hybrid, they don't a lot of like when you make a seedless orange or whatever,
Mhm.
or watermelon, the grass doesn't seed. So you have to actually plant it, you
Oh,
can't, so
yeah.
it doesn't seed out.
Right, right. That's interesting.
It kind of now it'll grow and crawl over
Yeah,
everything, but it doesn't make seed like normal
yeah. Isn't that
grass.
wild? Yeah, like a seedless watermelon.
Right.
That's
Right.
cool. Right on. Well, I think I'm gonna
So what about you now? You gonna talk to me about grass? What about you? When are you going on your motorcycle trip?
2 months, April 18th, so just under 2
Okay.
months, we'll be
All
taking
right.
off early in the morning. Got it squared away with work, and, we'll leave. So this,
You say we, you and
me and
Rochelle?
no, me and my buddy Scott.
Okay, I
It's
got you.
gonna be a guy's trip. Yep.
I got
He
you.
just got a new bike and, just a sick, BMW 1300. Uh, just an awesome, awesome bike. So
That's the other thing. I've never rode a motorcycle.
really?
No.
Well,
Now
I'd suggest doing it, but it's very addictive.
well, I will say this. My wife, her dad was a big motorcycle rider and had a Harley and got killed in an accident.
Ah,
A lady was under the influence of all kinds of stuff, ran the red light. So I think my motorcycle days are never gonna happen.
yeah, all it takes is one,
Yeah.
close relation
Yeah.
to really put the kibosh on that kind of stuff, and rightly so. It is,
Right.
it can be very dangerous. I've had a
Yeah.
bad wreck, and I've laid the bike down a couple of times, and it
Right.
does it's only a matter of time if you ride for enough years that
Yeah.
you're gonna be humbled.
And I'm
Yeah,
clumsy. I've had some
yeah.
pretty bad accidents on bicycles, so
Mm,
I don't need to get behind a
I hear
two-wheel
you. I hear
motorcycle.
you. I hear you. stick to convertibles and golf carts, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stick to tractors
Yeah, there you go.
and trucks. I like trucks.
Yeah.
So,
Big truck community here. Lots of,
yeah,
lots
yeah,
of we were just yesterday, we passed a bunch of guys, towing their 4-bys that were just covered in mud. They go up
yeah.
mudding in the hills here. There's some big, big pits where they're riding through mud, and so that's a big deal for the young guys here,
Right,
you
right.
know? Guys go out and tear apart a transmission that cost them 2,000 or a differential or whatever, and they just kinda go home and put it all in and do it all over again.
Right.
Yeah, pretty wild.
The other thing, one of the reasons I wanted to come up and talk to you about, because I'm 44 and I get made fun of because I'm not a big I'm not a big fan of electric,
Mhm.
equipment, because we have a lot of hybrid equipment
Oh, really?
in the golf, in the golf industry. A lot of it's hybrid, which
No
I'm
kidding.
okay. I'm okay with that, but they have total electric, and I'm not a big fan of it.
Huh.
I just see too many problems and a lot of automated stuff, and I just see too many problems with it, and a lot of steel. They're really pushing the
Are
electric
they?
chainsaws, weed eaters.
Yes, I do see more electric chainsaws.
Well,
Yeah.
I think they all have their purpose, especially like in a resort community or areas where you're trying,
Mhm.
homeowners, you're trying to be quiet, but it's hard if you're during a storm, which we have quite a few hurricanes in the area that I'm living in. If we have a storm, it's hard for me to bring you electricity.
Yeah.
I can bring you gas, I
Yeah.
can bring you fuel,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
I think it has its place, but I see too many. I deal with too many electrical problems as there is
Mm.
in my industry. I would not want to see complete
So
electric.
are there driverless mowers now?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because especially, I mean, big proponents like they're using like in agriculture today, the GPS
Mhm.
on the tractors. I mean, most of the time the guy's just there to make sure it does what it's supposed to do,
Indeed.
and maybe make the end turn at the very end,
Yeah.
because it does everything on its own. But yeah, they have mowers that they go out on their own and they mow and they come back.
Yeah.
But
In the company that I work for, I'm just in the transportation department, but the fertilizers and sprayers and stuff like that, they're all GPS run, and the guy's looking at a screen in the cab that shows a grid of where he's been. Now he's
right,
driving,
right,
but it shows, yeah, and it won't be long. We just in the past 3 years now, they're doing drone spraying.
right.
So, guy can these
Oh yeah,
big drones with like 6 or 8 propellers on it with like a 20-gallon tank on the top will go out, and it's all automated. I mean, he just basically punches in the coordinates and the GPS thing. He says go, and the drone goes and comes back in 5 minutes when it's empty. He fills it up again, and it goes out. It's something else. It
yeah.
really is. It's
It's
the
the
wave.
technology that they have now that's out there is insane to me. I mean, it's just mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like what I was talking about, my oldest son, spray tech. They have a sprayer that he can jump on and have no clue how to spray, and they can have those areas, the greens or the
Mhm.
fairways or whatever else tees marked off of what they want to spray. He goes out there and just pushes a button and drives over it, and the sprayer cuts on its own. All he has
Yeah.
to do is just drive it, and then when he gets off of that area, the nozzles cut off on their own. It's just
Yeah.
wild to me.
Back in the '80s, and I think my some of my cousins own a, manufacturing place just a couple hours south of me here, and their big thing was making foam markers.
Yep.
And before their GPS, they had these foam markers that would drop a blob of foam in the field every,
Right.
100 yards, whatever, so they knew where they sprayed
Right.
and or
Hmm.
whatever else. But those are with the advent of GPS, they're not using. I still see them occasionally,
Oh
guys out
yeah.
there dropping foam, but, not
Hmm.
near as much as it used to be.
Well, it's expensive. The added cost of the GPS,
Yeah.
plus you have to have, the usually an antenna or whatever, however it works, you
Mhm.
got to pay for that tower.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
all the equipment at my current course has GPS on the mower, so I can pull up on my phone and I can see, hey, okay, Marty's on number one green mowing mowing the green, and it'll show the machine out there mowing. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. That's cool.
But the cost of the batteries, man, you were talking about cars.
Mm-hmm.
I've had friends of mine that had completely electric vehicles and had them, you were talking about the 7 years, and it gets, well, it depends, maybe you'll make it that 7 years, but I've had a lot of them where the batteries go out before 5 years, and then they've got a $15,000 bill worth of batteries.
Wow.
That they have to replace.
That's a lot of gas.
And see, I don't know. I mean, I've replaced engines in my vehicles before, and I've got my wife's car. We're looking at buying a new car for her. I've put a new engine in the car that she's driving now. The car itself has over 400,000 miles on it.
Wow. Cool.
I mean, you're lucky to get 4 or 5 years out of a battery.
Yeah.
I think they have their place. I mean, especially if you live in a city, I think battery is the way to go. But
yeah, I mean, you go to Portland and there's lots of Teslas all over the place, and stuff like that. But
I think it's come a long way.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should just do away completely with gas or
it's going to the petroleum infrastructure is so massive that it's not, and we don't, it's not just gas vehicles. We use petroleum to make all sorts of stuff.
Right.
All sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's not going to go anywhere in our lifetime. I mean, the electric cars will just get better and better, and the battery technology will get better and better and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's going to be a while. That Tesla's making self-driving trucks, semi-trucks. And, that'll initially start off with, Amazon or Walmart, where they're just going from distribution center to distribution center, and they're going into big lots, and it can back into a loading dock and stuff like that. But in my job, we're going out into the field, and there's no way that'll be replaced anytime in the next 15, 20 years.
And I'm saying all this, not saying that I'm like, I want the electric cars to succeed and work.
Oh, for sure.
But there's a lot of people that say, we've got to get rid of the gas and diesel engines. And I'm just like, we've got to get the electric to the point that it can replace that, but we're not there yet,
Yeah.
I've seen too many times the lithium batteries just in a golf carts catch on fire.
Really?
I mean, it's very volatile. And that's just usually they have maybe 3 or 4 batteries in them.
Yeah.
Some of the newer ones have instead of multiple batteries, it's like a long battery, one battery. But I couldn't imagine how many electric vehicles have in them.
There's a story of a shipping container, not a shipping container, but a ship loaded with EV cars, and some batteries caught on fire, and it actually sunk the ship.
Yeah.
And they were still burning underwater, because you can't put a battery fire out.
Yeah.
You got to use chemicals.
And see, it's that kind of stuff that I think about. And I'm like, I don't think I want to have 300 pounds of batteries, or more.
Yeah.
That I'm, sitting in front of or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, so Rochelle's getting on to me what I've changed the vibe.
I think she's joking. Yeah. All right. I got to go. Yeah. I got to take these records down to the shop, and then we're going down to Mom and Dad's place, hang out for a little bit, and have a nice Sunday afternoon lunch. Do you do the Sunday afternoon lunch kind of a thing, kind of a family get together at all?
We did.
Yeah.
We haven't done it in quite some time now that my boys are living on their own, and my mom passed away a few years ago.
Right.
And that just changes everything.
It sure does.
Kind of got out of the habit of it. My wife usually takes a nap on Sundays.
That's the best time. Maybe I should take a nap today too. Of course, the problem is I'll go take a nap. If I go down for half an hour to 45 minutes, it's perfect. But if I sleep longer than that, then I can't get to sleep at night.
Yeah.
So
now I'm with you. I go to bed early. I'm not a big nap person.
Yeah.
When I'm tired, if I'm taking a nap, I'm tired.
Right.
I'm sick or I'm very tired.
Yeah.
Before you go, update on your record.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's Mark from Project Gemini
Mhm.
he's in the midst of releasing his album right now. Um, so we're after he's finished doing that, then he's gonna get my album cut to lacquer by an acquaintance of his up in Ontario, and then we're still in the process. We're just kind of going a little bit slower right now, which is fine with me. I'm not in a hurry, and hopefully I'll have it released sometime soon after I get back from the motorcycle trip. So I'm not sure how long it'll take because I think we're going to
Right.
get it. I think we're doing it with a Canadian company, a company that
Right.
he's used. So I still need to work out like shipping and stuff like that,
Right.
and if I'm going to be paying a tariff and stuff, I'm not sure how
Right.
that's going to work.
Right.
Um, but I think I'm going to get 200. Um, the cost goes down significantly per record when you do 200, and I think, I might have to sit on them for a few years or something like that. But I think there's enough people that would be interested, whether here in our community and my local community here of
Right.
people that support me. So yeah, it's
Well,
still a
good.
go, still planned, and it'll be coming out. Um, yeah, at some point this spring for sure.
Good deal. I'm looking
Excited about it.
forward to hearing it.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do we'll do kind of a big release thing on the stream, and hopefully we'll get maybe Mazzy to review it, and I'm sure Rachel will say something about it, and I've got enough positive feedback. I'm very self-conscious about
Well, I
my
can
music and
imagine.
stuff like that,
Yeah, I can imagine.
but I've got enough encouragement that I feel like people will enjoy it. So yeah,
Mm,
we'll go from there.
that's good.
So
Well, thanks for having me, Marty.
you bet, Joe. As always, you're good to come up anytime you want, and have a great week and best of luck on the new job.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's bittersweet, but
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I know we've all gone for jobs, but I've only had 2 jobs in my adult life.
yeah,
My one other company prior to this other one, and I've been at this other company for 15 years, so it was
wow,
and wasn't necessarily planning on leaving.
yeah, yeah.
So
Well, new adventure. See what
it
comes of
is,
it,
it
right?
is, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
All right, Joe. Take care and take care, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, and hopefully we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye now.